Every day, the sheer simplicity and other durability of European boat engines spark countless debates among voters and manufacturers alike who swear by their elegance, power, and downright timeless charm. But here's the kicker. Some of the most legendary outboards aren't the biggest, baddest, or meanest. In fact, some of them are so tiny but mighty, you might wonder if they can push a dinghy, and yet they pack a punch like a hummingbird and are as reliable as your favorite Swiss watch. They simply just keep going. 15. Selva Marine Dolphin 25. It's like Italy's secret sauce. Simple ingredients, but the flavor lasts forever. Built by Selva Marine, one of Europe's last true independent outboard makers, this 25-horsepower two-stroke earned quiet respect across harbors from the Mediterranean to the USA. It's not flashy, it's not high-tech, but ask any fisherman who uses one and they'll nod knowingly, that dolphin keeps going. Weighing around 40 kilograms, it's lightweight enough to lift solo, yet powerful enough to push dinghies, skiffs, and small fishing boats through headwinds. Mechanics love its no-frills design, carburetor, pull start, manual, everything. No computers to fail, no sensors to replace. One marina mechanic joked, "It'll start even if you forget it's been sitting all winter." Parts? Still easy to find online thanks to Selva's loyal dealer network. A classic little engine that just works. 14. Nanny N460. Here's an engine that earned a reputation without raising its voice or breaking a sweat. The Nanny N460 runs at 60 horsepower, but owners will tell you it feels like more thanks to its torquey low-end pull. Built on a reliable Kubota base, it's become a favorite among sailors, canal boaters, and motor sailors who want an engine that won't shake the cabin apart. Mechanics love it because it's simple, it's quiet, and it sips fuel like it's tasting wine. This engine thrives on long, slow journeys. Think lazy days up the Rhone or threading narrow Dutch canals. Even with thousands of hours, owners say it starts without complaint, pulling steady and smooth every mile. One marina owner in Italy told me he's seen the same Nanny unit come in for an oil change after 10,000 hours and still purr like a cat. This isn't a flashy engine. It's an engine that's happiest getting the job done, mile after mile. 13. Beta Marine 38. This one's proof that simple doesn't mean boring. It means reliable, season after season. The Beta Marine 38 might not grab headlines, but talk to anyone with one under their deck and they'll tell you it just works. Based on a Kubota industrial block, this 38-horsepower diesel has earned a cult following among canal boaters, coastal sailors, and anyone tired of engines that ask for attention every weekend. What's its secret? No fancy electronics, no fragile sensors, just solid old-school mechanics. Change the oil, swap the filters, and it'll keep running like a stubborn old tractor. One owner told me his Beta ran for over 15,000 hours before needing a rebuild, and even then, it was more a refresh than a rescue. Sure, it's not going to break speed records, but for an engine you want to trust every single time, this little red workhorse is the quiet hero. 12. Yanmar 4J H5E. There's a reason you'll find this engine in harbors from Spain to Sweden. It's as close to a forever engine as they come. The Yanmar 4J H5E delivers 54 horsepower of smooth, reliable diesel power. But what owners really love is the way it barely vibrates even under load. It's the kind of engine you forget is running until you realize you're already at your next port. Mechanics call it bulletproof. Sailors call it peace of mind. Built to last, these engines often pass 10,000 hours with nothing but routine maintenance. And because Yanmar is practically a household name in marine diesel, parts are never hard to find, even in some tucked-away island yard. One skipper joked, it's like having a butler in the engine room. Quiet, reliable, never needing thanks. If you want an engine that fades into the background while delivering every mile, this is it. 11. Volvo Penta IPS Series. When Volvo introduced their IPS drive system, some boaters thought it looked like science fiction. Then they tried it. and never looked back. The Volvo Penta IPS series isn't just an engine, it's a whole propulsion system with forward-facing pods and joystick control. What does that mean? Think parallel parking a boat with your fingertips while everyone else is sweating buckets. But under the tech is a core of solid Volvo reliability. Owners love how the engines deliver smooth, efficient cruising with better fuel economy than traditional shafts. And despite all the electronics, they're surprisingly tough. One charter captain told me he's logged over 6,000 hours on his IPS 600s with nothing but oil changes and filters. Sure, it's high-tech, but it's high-tech that lasts. And the first time you dock sideways like a magician, you'll never want to go back. 10. FNM HPE 250. The FNM HPE 250 is like Italy's secret recipe: small, powerful, and built with surprising endurance. At 250 horsepower, this compact diesel punches above its weight, powering everything from sleek cruisers to light workboats along the Mediterranean. Owners love its mix of speed, efficiency, and quiet operation. Some boaters say it's the engine that sips fuel like espresso, but runs all day like a marathoner. Designed for clean emissions and low vibration, it's a favorite in tight engine bays where space is tight, but reliability matters. Mechanics praise it for easy servicing and long service intervals, with many units passing 8,000 hours before needing anything major. And here's the fun part. Despite its quiet hum, it packs enough torque to surprise you when you throttle up. If you want Italian engineering that's more Ferrari than Fiat, the HPE 250 delivers. 9. Steyr M16. If James Bond had a diesel engine, this would be it. Sleek, quiet, and secretly powerful. The Steyr M16 is a 3.2-liter turbo diesel that punches well above its weight. Built in Austria, it's known for being compact, whisper quiet, and impressively tough. This isn't an engine that announces itself. It hums along smoothly, keeping your ride civilized while still delivering muscle when you need it. Owners love the single-block design, which eliminates separate cylinder heads. Less complexity, fewer leaks. One skipper told me, "It's like a sealed fortress under the hood." And despite being used in military and patrol boats, the M16 thrives in yachts and fishing boats alike. You'll find units crossing 8,000 to 10,000 hours with basic maintenance. Quiet, efficient, and engineered like a Swiss watch, with Austrian steel. 8. MTU Series 8000. This isn't an engine, it's an ocean-going tank disguised as one. The MTU Series 8000 is used in naval ships, ferries, and mega yachts, pushing out up to 10,000 horsepower, depending on the configuration. That's not a typo, 10,000. Why is it on this list? Because these engines routinely clock over 25,000 hours before major overhaul. Engineers say they're designed for military-grade punishment, but end up lasting longer than many ships they power. One naval mechanic joked, "When the ship's falling apart, the MTU's still running." Despite its massive size, it's surprisingly fuel efficient for its class, and maintenance intervals are measured in thousands of hours, not hundreds. It's the kind of engine that redefines what long-lasting means, because it doesn't just survive, it dominates. 7. Saab 2J. Simple, slow, and nearly impossible to kill, the Saab 2J is the marine equivalent of a Viking longboat, tough, reliable, and stubborn. Built in Norway, the twin-cylinder Saab 2J became a favorite in lifeboats, fishing boats, and harbor tugs across Scandinavia. Why? Because even in brutal weather, these engines kept chugging. It uses hand-starting flywheels. No electronics, no batteries, just pure mechanical genius. If you can pull, it can start. These engines run at low RPM, producing a steady slow exhaust beat that's oddly relaxing. Parts are still available decades after production ended, and many are rebuilt endlessly, passed down like family heirlooms. In Norway, it's common to find Saab 2Js running 50-plus years later. It doesn't rush, it doesn't roar, It simply refuses to stop. 6. Perkins M92B. It's like the British Land Rover of marine diesels, rugged, dependable, and happiest when you're miles from the nearest mechanic. Pushing 92 horsepower, it's a go-to engine for cruising sailboats, trawlers, and small commercial vessels worldwide. Owners swear by its no-nonsense design, no fragile electronics, just solid mechanical engineering. One skipper joked, "If you can fix a lawnmower, you can fix a Perkins." Mechanics love it because parts are available in nearly every port. Thanks to Perkins' agricultural and industrial roots and durability, many M92Bs have logged over 10,000 hours with basic maintenance. Sure, it's not the quietest or sleekest, but when the weather turns ugly, you'll be glad you've got an engine known for getting you home, no matter what. Reliable, simple, and tough, just like a good pair of boots. 5. Nanny N443. Think of the Nanny N443 as the quiet chef in the gallery. Always reliable, always working behind the scenes. This 43 horsepower diesel has built a reputation across European canals and coastal cruisers for one simple reason. It just gets the job done. Built on a Kubota industrial block, it's rugged without being noisy, delivering smooth power with minimal fuss. Owners say it's the engine you forget is even running until you realize you've been moving for hours. It sips fuel gently, loves low cruising RPMs, and rewards regular oil changes with decade-long service lives. Some N443s have racked up over 10,000 hours while starting on the first run. Mechanics love it because parts are everywhere, from Mersal to Malta. And it's simple enough that a seasoned skipper with a wrench can keep it going when a port mechanic's nowhere to be found. Reliable, unfussy, and loyal, like an old friend who never complains. 4. Beta Marine 43. The Beta Marine 43 is like the no-nonsense pub owner who's seen it all, served everyone, and quietly keeps the place running. At 43 horsepower, this engine doesn't scream performance. But ask any narrow boat owner and they'll swear by it. Based on a Kubota block, it's designed for longevity, simplicity, and ease of maintenance. Owners praise its low-end torque, perfect for slowly chugging upriver or maneuvering tight marina corners. What really makes it shine? Minimal electronics, no digital wizardry to fry mid-voyage, just solid mechanical reliability. One canal boat skipper told me his Beta 43 hit 12,000 hours before needing serious attention. And even then, it was just a gasket, nothing scary. Mechanics across Europe can work on it blindfolded, and parts are everywhere. It's not glamorous, it's not flashy, but if you want an engine that keeps showing up day after day, this is the one. 3. Yanmar 3J H40. The Yanmar 3J H40 is the marine world's equivalent of a reliable Swiss Army knife, compact, versatile, and always ready. With 40 horsepower and common rail fuel injection, it's a modern upgrade that doesn't lose the old-school Yanmar toughness sailors love. Owners say it's quiet enough to hear the water around you, but strong enough to push through a current. You'll find it in sailboats, trawlers, and coastal cruisers from Norway to Greece. Mechanics praise its low emissions and fuel efficiency, but the real charm? Its reputation for starting up even after sitting idle all winter. A skipper once told me, "It forgives neglect better than my dog." Parts are easy to source across Europe, and Yanmar's global footprint makes repairs a breeze. If you want an engine that balances modern tech with old-fashioned grit, this little powerhouse delivers, mile after mile. 2. Volvo Penta D250. The Volvo Penta D250 is like the Scandinavian uncle you call when things get tough, quiet, capable, and calm under pressure. At 51 horsepower, it's popular among long-distance cruisers and offshore sailors who need dependable diesel without drama. Owners love how it hums quietly at low RPM, sipping fuel while covering serious miles. One yacht owner told me his D250 logged 14,000 hours before needing anything beyond routine care. Mechanics call it a marathon runner, not a sprinter. Its integration with Volvo's control systems makes monitoring simple, and parts availability is solid worldwide. Sure, it's pricier up front, but those who choose it aren't looking to save pennies. They're looking for an engine that'll get them home every single time. Whether navigating fjords or crossing blue water, this engine's quiet confidence makes it a favorite among serious sailors. 1. Scania DL13. The Scania DL13 is the marine world's dependable Viking, quiet, strong, and built to outlive the boat it powers. This 700 horsepower straight-six diesel is a favorite in workboats, fishing trawlers, and ferries across Europe. It's famous for low-end torque that doesn't quit, and an engine block built like a bank vault. One skipper told me, "It feels like the engine's just warming up at 10,000 hours." Owners praise its easy servicing, long intervals between major work, and bulletproof design. Despite its muscle, it runs surprisingly quiet, letting you enjoy the sea without shouting over the engine. And here's the kicker. Many DL13s push 20,000 plus hours before needing a rebuild, making them legends in Scandinavian harbors. If you want an engine that's simple, powerful, and doesn't flinch when the sea gets rough, this Swedish powerhouse delivers. If you enjoyed this countdown of Europe's toughest boat engines, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your favorite. More no-nonsense boating guides are coming. Don't miss the next adventure.